Good evening everyone. Good evening to all of you. How are you all? So first let me know, is audio video both are okay? First let me know, is audio and video both are okay? All okay? So let's start the session. Our class which was going to happen on 19th and 20th didn't happen because of certain reason. So we will starting the PPB here, the 4th foundation class, and then we will be having the 5th foundation class. No, this is the 4th foundation class, and we will be having the 5th foundation class tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow we will have the next class. So first of all, very good evening to all of you. How are you all? Have you revised whatever we have discussed? Have you revised the sessions which we have completed? Yeah, today morning we didn't have the Indian economy, Indian financial system class. That will be happening tomorrow. Okay, don't worry about it. Okay, you have revised. So we have discussed in the last session, we have discussed about non-banking financial institution, like NBFI we have discussed. So do let me know in how many types we have divided the non-banking financial institutions. In how many types we have divided the non-banking financial institutions? Let me know. Then we will be coming forward. Non-banking financial institutions are divided into how many parts? 3. Everyone is saying 3. Radha is saying not audible. Okay, very good. All India financial institutions are there, non-banking financial companies are there, and primary dealers are there. So these are the 3 categories which we have discussed. There are 3 categories of the non-banking financial institutions. Okay, so let's start. We have discussed NBFIs. 2 categories we have discussed. We have discussed all India financial institution, and we have discussed non-banking financial companies. Acha, what is the difference between non-banking financial companies and banks? What is the difference between bank and NBFC? What is the difference between bank and NBFC? If anybody have any doubt, or I can say audio video issue, then do rejoin the session once. And do let me know what is the difference between NBFC and the banks. NBFC provide the shadow banking services. Very good, that is correct. NBFCs provide us the shadow banking. And what else? Okay, NBFC cannot accept the demand deposit. Very good. NBFCs are registered under the Banking Companies Banking Regulation Act, not the Companies Act, Banking Regulation Act. The Banking Regulation Act, that is BR Act 1949, it used to be known as Banking Companies Act. It used to be known as Banking Companies Act, but now we don't use the Companies Act because it has been changed into Banking Regulation Act. So banks are registered under Banking Regulation Act. Okay. And NBFCs are registered under the, yes, NBFCs are registered under the Companies Act 2013. Very good. If I talk about banks and NBFC, the other difference, you guys are saying that banks maintain the reserve ratio. It is mandatory for the banks to maintain the reserve ratio, but it is not mandatory for the NBFCs. NBFC do not maintain the reserve ratio. Reserve ratio covers the CRR SLR. So banks can participate in the payment settlement system, but NBFC cannot participate. Very good. All these differences we have discussed. NBFC can accept the term deposit only, they cannot accept the demand deposit. Acha, out of bank and NBFC, who get the DICC insurance? Bank will going to get the DICC insurance or NBFC? Who will get the insurance in the DICGC, Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation? That is the subsidiary of RBI. That's the subsidiary of RBI. Very good. Bank will get the insurance, not the NBFC. NBFC do not get the insurance because they are registered under the Companies Act. Okay. And DICGC provide insurance to the companies, to the banks who are registered under the Banking Regulation Act. Okay. Chalo, very good. The amount of insurance is, what amount of insurance will be given to the banks under the DICGC? So, Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation, this is the DICGC's full form. It is a wholly owned subsidiary of RBI. It is what? Wholly owned subsidiary of RBI. No voice, ma'am. Rejoin thrice. Shakshi, ma'am, if I am not audible to you, then do check your internet. 5 lakh. Very good. It used to be 1 lakh, but now it has become 5 lakh. So it used to be 1 lakh in 2021 only. RBI changed this and it has made it to 2020. In 2020 February, RBI changed it from 1 lakh to the 5 lakh. Okay, we have discussed that. So this is, we have complete financial institution. This is, we have complete financial institution, banking institution, non-banking financial institution. So we have covered whole banking institution. There, this is what we started in the last class. We have completed all India financial institution, then NBFC, and the difference between bank and NBFC. Now we are going to discuss about the primary dealers. Now what are primary dealers? They are established by Reserve Bank of India. Okay, they are established by Reserve Bank of India for the selling and purchasing of government securities on behalf of RBI. As we all know, what is RBI? RBI is the central bank of our country. RBI is the banker to the government of India. Like, you have heard about so many functions of RBI. If I talk about RBI, RBI performs a function that is banker to the bankers. RBI is known as banker to the banks. RBI is known as lender to last resort, lender of last resort. Okay, RBI is known as lender of last resort. RBI is known as foreign exchange manager. RBI is known as foreign exchange manager. RBI issue the currency. So RBI is also known as issuer of currency because RBI made the currency in our country. So to and above all currencies are printed. To and above all currencies are printed by Reserve Bank of India. Okay, all the currencies are printed by Reserve Bank of India because under the RBI Act 1934 section 22, it has mentioned that RBI has the sole right to print all the denomination except rupee 1. Only 1 rupee note will be printed by Ministry of Finance, Government of India, not by the RBI. Apart from 1 rupee note, to and above all currencies will be printed by Reserve Bank of India. Okay, so RBI print the currency. That's why RBI is known as issuer of currency. Why RBI is known as lender of last resort? Because whenever the commercial banks required the currency, okay, whenever the commercial bank required the currency or they required the fund, they required the money. So the last option for them, which guarantees that they will get the money whatever they required, is RBI. So their last resort or their last option to take the money is Reserve Bank of India. That's why RBI is known as lender of last resort. What is banker to the banks? It means if a new bank, we want to start a new bank, the license will be given by RBI, the conditions will be given by RBI. RBI can cancel the license, RBI can impose the penalty on the bank, RBI provides the rules and regulations how the bank is going to work. Everything is defined by RBI. That's why RBI is known as banker to the bank. Why RBI is known as foreign exchange manager? Whatever foreign currency comes in India, whether it is a dollar, euro, yen, pound, peso, Pakistani rupiah, whatever it is, all the currencies will be managed by RBI. That's why RBI is known as foreign exchange manager. All these are the functions of RBI. Similarly, there is one more function, that is banker to Government of India. Banker to Government of India. So RBI is also known as banker to Government of India. It means what RBI is doing on behalf of government. RBI works as an agent for Government of India. Like RBI do the selling and purchasing. RBI does the selling and purchasing of government securities on behalf of government, obviously. Right. The second part is this. After selling and purchasing of government securities, the selling part is this. The another part is this, that RBI gives loan to Government of India. And apart from that, whenever there is a mismatch, RBI also manage the mismatch of government's revenue and expenditure. So all these functions are performed by RBI because RBI works as an agent of Government of India. That's why RBI has one of the function, banker to the Government of India. And this is what RBI is doing in this function. Okay, this is what RBI is doing in this function. That's what we are talking about, banker to the Government of India. And for this purpose, RBI is performing the selling and purchasing of Government of India. Okay, what RBI is performing? The selling and purchasing of Government of India. Clear? Is it clear? Last point is saying that RBI works as an Government of India's manager. Okay, RBI is working as at a Government of India's agent. So it is doing what it is doing, selling and purchasing of government securities. It provides loans to the government. It manages the mismatch of the revenue and expenses of Government of India. So we all know that government made its own budget. Okay, and we have to study budget in the Indian economy and Indian financial system. This is one of the topic of your Indian economy, Indian financial system. So in budget, you will find here that what is budget? Budget is the annual financial statement. What is budget? Budget is the annual financial statement. Okay, what is budget? Budget is the annual financial statement. And this annual financial statement is a statement of income and expenditure of Government of India. Income and expenditure of Government of India. It is what? It is the income and expenditure of Government of India. Clear? Okay. So it is the statement of income and expenditure of Government of India, that is known as annual financial statement. Now sometimes what happens, income means the revenue of government. You can call it a revenue also. You can call it a revenue also. So sometimes the revenue will be more than the expenditure. Revenue will be more than the expenditure, and that will be what? That will be known as your surplus budget. It means government was in the profit. That was the surplus budget of government. Sometimes what happens? The revenue will be equals to expenditure of Government of India. Revenue will be expenditure equal to the expenditure of Government of India. That will be your balanced budget. That will be your balanced budget. Now, the third one is when the revenue is less than expenditure. Now, that is known as your deficit budget. Now, deficit means loss. What is the loss? It means simply that government has earned a very little money in comparison to expenditure. That will be known as your deficit budget. Okay, that will be known as your deficit budget. So, if there is a deficit in the budget of Government of India, what happens? If there is a deficit in the budget of Government of India, what happens? Government have to borrow the money. Because when the budget went into the loss, deficit budget means what? Budget went to the loss. Whatever Government of India has expected that we are going to earn and we are going to spend, that not worked properly. So government has to borrow money, and RBI will be giving that loan to the Government of India. And that's why we can say here that RBI managed the mismatch of government's revenue and expenditure. Now I hope it is clear to all of you. It will be for coming year, Anand sir. It will be for coming year. Always the budget will be estimated. Budget will be estimated always. So we present budget on 1st of February, and always the budget will be your estimated budget. It means you are estimating for the upcoming year. Government of India can take loan from the international organization like World Bank and all, World Bank, IMF, ADB, AIIB, all. But apart from that, government also take loan from the RBI. Okay, government also take loan from RBI. I have told you, I think in the Indian economy class, that RBI gives loan to Government of India. Loan to Government of India, right? In two ways. First, it provide loan as per the bank rate, and also in the ways and means advances. So these are the two rates in which RBI is providing loan to the Government of India, by the bank rate and ways and means advances. In bank rate, it is providing for long term. Long term means more than 3 months. And in ways and means advantage, it is for short term. Short term means less than 3 months. Okay, that's what we are saying. So RBI has giving loan to the Government of India, bank rate long term, rapid rate will be ways and means advances for the short term. Okay, so when RBI is giving loan to Government of India to manage what? To manage the budget of Government of India, to manage the expenditure revenue management of the Government of India, that will be known as the RBI as one of the function. I hope all the concepts are clear now. Let me know. Should we move forward? Okay, clear. Okay, clear. So this is what we have discussed here, that what RBI is doing. RBI is the banker to the government of India. So RBI have to perform the selling and purchasing of government securities on behalf of government, and for that purpose, what RBI had done, RBI introduced the primary dealers. So primary dealers are helping to RBI for the selling and purchasing of government securities. Okay, this is what the primary dealers are doing. So you can see here what is primary dealers are doing here. So primary dealers are registered entities with RBI who have the license to purchase and sell the government securities. So RBI has given license to the primary dealers that they can purchase or sell the government securities. Okay. Apart from that, if I talk about, they are the entities who buy government security directly from RBI, aiming to resell them to other buyers. So they purchase the securities of Government of India from RBI and they can sell that to the market, to the other persons, okay, other buyers. So primary dealers and system in the government securities market was introduced by RBI in 1995. So who introduced this particular government securities? These are introduced by RBI in 1995. Now, the RBI instructs primary dealers to have a minimum turnover ratio, bidding ratio, underwriting ratio, secondary market participation, etc., to ensure that they are active in supporting the trade in government securities. So apart from that, we are saying that RBI has instructed the primary dealers to have a minimum turnover ratio. Okay, apart from that, they have to have a bidding ratio, underwriting ratio, secondary market participation. All these terms we will be discussing when we will be covering the capital market. Okay, right now we are not going to the detail of these terms because they are related to the trading part that we have to understand in depth, so that every concept will be clear. So that I will be defining in the capital market trading. Okay. Now, primary dealers are active in the stock market also for enhancing the trading of government security. So primary dealers are also active in the stock market in BSE and NSE. For enhancing the trading of government securities, they are working. So all these permission has been given by RBI to them. Okay. Now, who can become the primary dealers? So you can see an entity who wants to be registered as the primary dealers should be, first, subsidiary of scheduled commercial banks and all India financial institution. One condition, that the company who is a subsidiary of all India financial institution or a scheduled commercial bank, they can become the primary dealers. Now, subsidiaries, joint ventures set up in India by entities incorporated abroad. It can be a subsidiary or the joint venture who are set up in India by the entities who are incorporated abroad. Apart from that, company incorporated under the Companies Act 1956 does not fall under section 1 or 2. Clear? So these are the three conditions. If the company is fulfilling these three conditions, they will be registering as a primary dealer. Okay. And one more thing is there, the applicant for primary dealer should register as an NBFC for at least 1 year prior to the submission of application. Okay, so the applicant for primary dealer should register as an NBFC for at least 1 year. Okay, how many years? For at least 1 year prior to the submission of the application. So this is required in the primary dealers. Okay, this is required in the primary dealers. Clear? So all these are the conditions for the primary dealers we have discussed. So I hope primary dealers is clear to all of you. If there is any doubt, do let me know what is the doubt. If you have any doubt, do let me know what is the doubt. Examples are like Goldman Sachs are the primary dealers. Morgan Stanley is a primary dealer. ICICI Security is a primary dealer. Apart from that, we have a PNB Guild Limited is also a primary dealer. So all these are the primary dealers who are participating in the RBI's government security selling and purchasing. JAIIB sir, what is not clear, let me know. The conditions or the work of primary dealer. Those who are watching us on YouTube, if you have any doubt, you can also ask. I am checking your comments also. Second point, explain. Okay, Karthik sir is asking subsidiary and joint venture which is set up in India by entities incorporated abroad. So let's say, for example, there is a company. There is a XYZ company which is a company of foreign country. Okay, that's not a company of India. That's a company of foreign country. So the company incorporated, it means the company is of foreign. Let's say, for example, HSBC Bank is there. So HSBC Bank is not an Indian bank, it's a foreign bank, right? We all know. So HSBC Bank have a subsidiary in India or a joint venture in India. Then the subsidiary or joint venture of HSBC can become the primary dealers. Okay, this is the meaning of the second point, that whatever foreign company is there, if that particular foreign company has a subsidiary in India or a joint venture in India, then this particular subsidiary or joint venture of foreign company can open or can become a primary dealer in India. Now is it clear, the second point? Karthik sir, Joydeep sir and Manoj sir, is it clear to all? Yes, okay. Chalo, let's move forward. Now we are going to talk about the remittances. So what is remittance? Remittance means transfer of funds from one place to another. What is remittance? Remittance means transfer of fund from one place to another. So this remittance can be done in multiple forms. This remittance can be done in multiple forms. Like for example, there is inward remittance. There can be outward remittance. Okay, inward and outward remittance are there. Now, in inward and outward remittance, there can be a domestic remittance. Domestic remittance means you are transferring money within the country. That is the domestic remittance. Then we have an international remittance. Now, international remittance means simply you are transferring money from India to abroad or abroad to India. That is the international transfers. Now, if I talk about inward remittance, what is inward remittance? Let's understand that. So, inward remittance in domestic remittance in the domestic market. What is inward remittance? Okay. So, what is domestic? What is inward? It means when you are transferring money in the same bank. When you are transferring money in the same bank, like from the Axis Bank account, you are transferring your money with the another Axis Bank account. That will be a domestic remittance. It will be an inward remittance. Okay. Now, when it comes to the outward, what will be the outward? It will be simply when you are transferring fund in the another bank. So, when you are transferring fund in other bank, that will be known as outward. Okay. In case of international, what happens? In case of international, inward means money is transferred from abroad to India. Money is transferred from abroad to India. That will be known as your inward. What will be outward? It means money is transferred from India to abroad. That will be known as your outward remittance. Clear? Let me know, is it clear to everyone? Let me know, this is clear. It is remittance, Nitish sir. It's not double AMI, it is RE. Okay, clear to all. Now, so let's understand what is it. So first of all, remittance are an important source of family and national income, and also are one of the largest source of external financing. So it is what? It is simply an important source of family and the national income, because if you have heard about the news of World Bank, you will heard that India is one of the country which got the largest transfers, or I can say largest remittances. So maximum number of remittances in amount of money that happened in India. Okay, that happened in India. If we talk about the year 2021 and if we are talk about the year 2022, in both the year, India topped the position, India got the top position in case of remittance of money from abroad. So maximum fund transfer happened to our country from the other countries, okay, and that will be a better opportunity for us because what we are getting here, we are getting the national income, okay, we are getting the family income here. Now, the beneficiaries in India can receive cross-border inward remittances through banking and postal channels. Okay, how we will be receiving the money? We will be receiving money with the help of banks and the postal channels. So, bank have general permission to enter into a partnership with other banks for conducting remittance business. Okay, so bank are also allowed to participate to have a partnership with the other banks for conducting the remittance businesses in India. So Jata ma'am, you have to rejoin the session. If you are not able to watch the video, then do rejoin the session once. Maybe there's an internet issue. Raj Nandan sir, right now in the January batch, this batch is January batch. So right now AFM classes has not been started yet. Okay, whenever it will be started, I will be informing you in the class only. Now next, audio problem. Is everyone facing audio issue? Is everyone facing audio issue? No. So Shiva sir, do rejoin the session. Now, the keywords which are related to remittances is sender, receiver. Simply the person who is sending money, the person who is receiving money, or that is the beneficiary. It means the person who is receiving money. That will be the beneficiary. This is the person who is sending money. Okay, this is the person who is receiving money. Now we have inward and outward remittances that I have already explained you. Okay, I have already explained you this. Now, if I talk about the way of doing remittances, so we have lot of way. Like if you are doing in the country, you have a NEFT, National Electronic Fund Transfer. You have RTGS, Real Time Gross Settlement. You have IMPS, that is your, one second. You have IMPS, Immediate Payment Service. So these are the three ways by which you can transfer money within the India in the same bank or in another bank. Okay. Apart from that, if you want to go for abroad remittances of money, you want to transfer your money from one country to another, then you can have a rupee drawing arrangement. You can have a money transfer services scheme. You can have a liberalized remittance scheme. So these are the methods which can be used for transferring money. Okay, which can be used to transferring money from one country to another and within the country. So do remember, all these are the methods by which we can transfer money. Okay, next. So types of account. If I talk about types of account, what are the different types of accounts are there? So there are a lot of types of accounts available. The abbreviation full form is RDA, stands for rupee drawing arrangement. Should I write the full form of all? See, we have a National Electronic Fund Transfer. We have real-time gross settlement. Okay, then we have IMPS, that is immediate. Immediate payment service. Then we have RDA, rupee. That we have rupee drawing. Arrangement. Okay, that is RDA. RDA stands for rupee drawing arrangement. Then we have Problem still persists, audio video. If you are having audio video issue, you have to rejoin the session. Aniruddha ma'am, you have to rejoin the session because there is no issue from my side. There other people are not facing any issue. Okay. Now apart from that, MTSS is there, that is stand for money transfer service scheme. Okay, and the last one we have a LRS, that is liberalized remittance scheme. Liberalized remittance scheme. Okay, so these are the ways by which you can transfer funds. UPI is not allowed in every country, na? You have to had a contract with the country. Like UK is starting, EU is starting. For that, India had a RBI had a particular deal with them. Okay. Now next. So these are the ways by which we can transfer money from one country to another, and the above three will be the money way by we can transfer money from within the country. No, RD and MTSS is for outward remittance, that is inward remittance, that is money coming from abroad to India. Okay, that is the RD and MTSS. The money that is helping us for outward remittance, the way, that is liberalized remittance scheme, because it can here in the LRS you can transfer money from India to abroad. Okay, Anand sir. These two will be known as for the inward, because you can receive the money from abroad, and in the LRS you will be able to send the money from India to abroad. Clear? Okay, now let's move forward. Let's talk about the types of ATMs. So if I talk about the types of accounts. So how many types of accounts are there? So there are different categories of accounts. Like first, if I talk about the basic accounts. I have CASA, current account, savings account, and I have RAFA. So CASA and RAFA, they are the basic account in which customer can deposit their earning for a certain period of time, or customer can withdraw that money whenever they want. So if I talk about the asset or liability of a bank. So asset of a bank is loan. Okay, that loan bank is providing to the customer, but the liability is public deposit. So whatever deposit public is giving to the customers, public is giving to the banks, that will be known as the liability of the bank. So when the bank is receiving the deposit from the public, that is the liability of a bank. Okay, so that liability is of two types: demand liability and term liability. Now demand liability is a type of liability which have to be returned whenever the customer is demanding, and time liability is a type of liability which can be returned only in case of maturity period or some emergency situations. Like, so when we talk about the CASA and RAFA, the CASA is part of the demand liability and the RAFA is the part of the time liability. So these are the basic account in which customer can deposit their money, customer can withdraw their money. Okay, now if I talk about the second type, that we have financial inclusion. The account which has been introduced for financial inclusion is there. Okay, so there is first no frills account. No frills account. It is known as NFA. We represent it as an NFA. Then we have a BSBD account. Now what is BSBD account? That is basic savings bank deposit account. Okay, that is basic saving bank deposit account. RAFA means recurring account and fixed account. One second. It stands for current and savings account. Current and savings account. Then RAFA means recurring and fixed account. Recurring and fixed account is RAFA. Okay, that's the CASA and RAFA. So it is mainly known as RD and FD. Na? Recurring account means RD, fixed account means FD. Now for financial inclusion, we have introduced the no frills account and we have introduced the BSBD account. Apart from that, Jan Dhan Yojana account was also introduced. Apart from that, Jan Dhan Yojana account was also introduced here. Clear? Now, initial inclusion means no frills account, BSBD account, Jan Dhan Yojana account. Now, next. Apart from that, we also have a trading accounts. Like we also have a trading accounts. If I talk about the trading accounts, we have Demat account, dematerialized account, we have escrow account, we have gilt account. So these are the accounts which are dealing for the selling and purchasing of securities or for being a mediator for the other two parties transaction. That is known as your trading account. Like in the Demat account, you can save your securities like the shares, bond, debentures, whatever you are trading in the capital market, in the investment market. You can maintain your security in the electronic form in your Demat account. That is the Demat account. Then if I talk about escrow account is a third party account in which the third party will be a bank. So there are two persons who are trading with each other. They are selling goods and purchase. So one person is selling the goods, other is purchasing the goods. So they don't trust each other because they don't know each other. So seller and buyer don't know each other. So the buyer is not able to provide the advance payment and the seller is not able to start manufacturing without the advance payment. Now how the trading will commence? So in that case, both the buyer and seller will have a third party account with the bank. And the bank will be the third party. So bank will having an account with these two parties and the funds will be transferred between these two parties with the help of bank. Now there will be no risk because the bank will be a mediator. That is known as escrow account. And the gilt account is the type of account in which you can maintain your government securities. The account in which you are maintaining your government security, that will be known as your gilt account. Okay. Now next, if I talk about the other types, the other type we have, that is as per transaction. As per transaction basis, there are certain two types of account has been defined. That is your inactive account and dormant account. Inactive account and dormant account. If the customer didn't had transaction for the last 12 months, okay, for the last 12 months, that will be known as inactive account. If the person didn't have transaction in the account and the savings and current account for the next 24 months, then that account will be known as a dormant account. So when the account has not been used for 12 months, that will be an inactive, and not used for, let's say for example, 24 months, that will be a dormant account. Clear? Apart from that, we have other accounts also. We have a account for NRIs. We have accounts for NRIs. What is NRI? Non-resident Indians. What is NRI? Non-resident Indians. Now first we have NRE account, non-resident external account. We have NRO account, non-resident ordinary account. We have FCNR account, foreign currency non-resident account. Okay, foreign currency non-resident account. Clear? Now, apart from that, account for NRIs, apart from that, we have a foreign currency account also. We have foreign currency account also. Like we have EFC account, exchange earners foreign currency account. Okay, we have exchange earners foreign currency account. Apart from that, we also have your certain accounts which will be opened between the banks only, that will also in the foreign currency. I will be writing here. That is Nostro account. Nostro account. Then we will be having a Vostro account. We will be having a Loro account. So Nostro, Vostro and Loro, these are the three types of account which will be there for the people who are, for the banks who are maintaining account with each other. So when Indian bank maintaining account with foreign bank, that will be known as Nostro account. When a foreign bank will be having a account with the Indian bank, that will be known as Vostro account. And one domestic bank is using the Nostro account of other domestic bank, that will be known as Loro account. Okay, so these are the names of the type of accounts. Don't get panicked that I didn't understand the name of the account and all, because all these we are going to discuss in detail. That is the syllabus of your PPB. This is the foundation class. That's why I will be telling you that these types of accounts are there. Hana, for what purpose we have opened the account. This is the basic introduction of types of account. But we will be covering each and every detail of these accounts in the paid classes, in the syllabus wise classes. This is the foundation class only. Okay, let me know the purpose of each and every account is clear to everyone. Yeah, inactive means inoperative account, correct. Nilima ma'am, correct. Ma'am, please repeat escrow account. Escrow account is what now? Let's say, for example, there are two people. Manoj sir is there and let's say Nilima ma'am is there. So, one is seller and another one is buyer. So, Nilima ma'am do not know the Manoj sir and he do not know her. So, what happens? They are not able to trade between each other because they don't trust each other. They don't know if I do the advance payment that will be valid or not. Because if I have given the advance payment, there is a risk that the person is sending the shipment or not. In that situation, they maintain an account, both will maintain account with the bank. So, the buyer will send money to the bank and bank will transfer that money to the seller, so that seller will start manufacturing. And the buyer need not to be worried because there is a bank and bank has a proof that you have paid the advance payment to the seller. So, until and unless the whole amount of money will be transferred to the seller and whole goods and services transferred to the buyer, till then this account will be maintained by the bank. After the transaction overs, after the contract over, after the agreement overs, the account will be closed. Clear? Yes or no? These are important, that's why Prasanti ma'am I am telling you now. Gilt account is open for the trading of government security. For the trading of government security, you can have the gilt account. Okay, and only the government security will be maintained there, not the other security like shares, bond, debentures, you can't maintain them there. Okay. FCNR stands for foreign currency non-resident account. This is the account in which foreign currency FD will be maintained by NRIs. Okay, in the FCNR account, the foreign resident can have a FD in foreign currency in India. That is known as FCNR account. So, FD in foreign currency is FCNR. Security means a piece of paper that is giving you the proof that you have sent the money to someone. Like if I am giving money to someone, I need a proof that I have given a money. For example, let's say if I talk about bank, when I open a bank account or I deposit money here. So I did what? Let's say I have opened the FD in the bank. So I have given my 10 lakh rupees to the bank. I have given my 10 lakh rupees to the bank. But I need a proof now, like after 5 years, after 10 years, after 2 years, when I am going back to the bank and asking for my 10 lakh rupees. Maybe chances bank will refuse that you haven't given us the deposit of 10 lakh or something else. So that's why bank is giving me a piece of paper that is known as fixed deposit receipt. So this is what? This is a security, a piece of paper that is giving you the proof. If I talk about in case of company, when you are giving money to the company, so company will also offer a piece of money that will be giving you the proof that this is the amount you have given to the company, and that proof will be your share. That proof can be your share bond. That can be your debenture. Okay, all these are the piece of paper which are holding the proof that you have given the money. And the same thing when it happens with the government of India. So it will be known as government security. It will be known as government security. Okay, when the government is giving money. Clear? Security means, Radha ma'am. Loro, there is no full form of nostro, vostro and loro. These are the Italian words, okay. They don't have any full form. They have a meaning. Like nostro means ours, vostro means theirs, vostro means yours, or loro means theirs. So, loro account simply means when the domestic bank is using the domestic bank of the nostro account of other bank, that will be known as loro account. Okay, so what we are saying, let's say SBI have a nostro account. So PNB is using SBI's account for the foreign currency transaction, then that account will be known as loro account. Okay, clear? Let me know. Should I move forward? So these are the types of account which are available. All these type of accounts are working in bank. If you are Aniruddha, ma'am, if you are facing any issue in application, you can join from the web portal also. If you are facing there is an issue with audio, like you have joined on the YouTube because of the application issue, what you can do, you can also join from the web portal. Morning session didn't happen, Karthik sir, that has been rescheduled to tomorrow. So tomorrow we will having a morning session of Indian economy. EFC is Exchange Earners Foreign Currency Account. That is the account which can be opened by Indian citizens. Like we can open account in our country in the foreign currency, that will be known as EFC account. Okay, but there is a condition. Only the persons who are earning the foreign currency, they can maintain a foreign currency account in India in the bank that is known as EFC account. Okay. Chalo, now let's move forward and talk about the NBFC. So this is the foundation. So we are having the understanding of all the topics. Is EFC account same? Avik sir, what you are trying to ask, I am not able to understand. Is EFC account is same what you are saying? Is EFC same as FCNR? If I hope you are talking about FCNR account. No, those are different. In FCNR account, FD will be done and that FD will be in the foreign currency, but that account can be only opened by NRIs. EFC account, you are maintaining only current account and that will be maintained by the Indian resident. So these are the two differences. Okay, in FCNR you will be having FD, in EFC you will be having current account. In FCNR, NRIs will open the account. In EFC account, the Indian citizens will open the account. Clear? This is the difference, Avik sir, in both. So let's understand the non-performing asset. What is non-performing asset? Asset of a bank means what? So asset of a bank means what? The loan, or you can say advance. Asset means a loan or advance bank is giving to the customer, that is the asset or loan you can call it. So asset means loan or advance bank is giving to the customer, that is loan and advance, that's the asset. Why bank is providing this loan and advance? To earn interest. Why bank is giving this loan and advances to the customer? To earn the interest from them. Okay, and when this installment, or I can say this earning of bank with the interest comes in the form of installment. Okay, this earning of a bank comes with the installment, or when this installment that includes the principal and interest amount, when the customer is not repaying the principals and interest amount, now that will become the non-performing asset. So non-performing asset simply means the type of asset which is stop generating income for the bank because the customer stopped giving us the installment in which the certain part of principal and the interest amount will be available. So NPA is a type of credit facility on which the principal and interest is past due for a particular period of time. That will be known as non-performing asset. Okay. Yeah, a special mention account is also there. We will be discussing that in the next class. Yes, that's a loan and advances, correct. So a special mention account, what are the different types of assets? There are two types of assets, that is a standard asset and non-performing asset. All these things we will be discussing in the tomorrow class. So NPA, understanding of foundation class of NPA, we will be starting tomorrow. Okay. So do let me know, is there any doubt in today's session to anyone? Is there any doubt in today's session? Till then, I will be letting you know that from 13th of January, we have started these two batches in which we have started Indian economy and Indian financial system, both the subjects with the PPB. So these two subjects we have started right now. 81% discount is going on in these two batches, and these batches covering the conceptual classes of your all the 4 subjects of the JAIIB. Apart from that, on the Maha packs of the JAIIB CAIIB, double validity with the 81% off is going on. If you use the code Y496, you will be getting these benefits here. Okay. Now the difference is that in the Maha pack, you will be getting all the conceptual classes, revision classes, MCQ batches, test series, e-books, your case study classes, everything will be available here in the JAIIB CAIIB Maha pack or the Maha packs. But in the target batch, you will be getting only the conceptual classes. Okay. No revision batch in future, case study batch or everything will be added there. Okay. So how to enroll? To enroll, you have to go to the R24/7 application. You have to go where? You have to go to the Adda 24/7 application. Just go and check the JAIIB, CAIIB here. When you click here, Acha, before that, one more information for all of you that from tomorrow I am starting a target series. Do not forget to join the YouTube sessions. I will be letting you know in the end of the session that when I am going to start the target series and what is it. So you can see here, to enroll you have to click on the JAIIB 23. If you want to go with the target batch, you can click on the JAIIB 23. If you want to go with the JAIIB CAIIB Mahapack, just click on the Mahapack. So these are the live batches which are going on application for the JAIIB 23 exam. These are the batches which are available. 15 online batches are available. To enroll, you just have to click on the batch. When you click, you can read the details. 6 months validity is there. All the data, which is all the details about the product is available here. So what you can do, just go and click on the buy now option. Do read all the details and click on the buy now option. When you click on the buy now option, you have to enter a code here. That will be your Y496. The code will be your Y496. And click on the apply. When you apply, you can see 80% discount it is showing. 1% additional discount will be available here. By using the coins, you will get that. And the 6 month validity is there for the JAIIB. Okay. And the more better option for all of you will be Mahapack, because they are having a double validity. So in the JAIIB Mahapack, you will be having a 1 year validity. In the JAIIB CAIIB Mahapack, you will be having a 2 years validity. Let's say, for example, you have qualified the JAIIB in the first attempt, then what you will do with the JAIIB Mahapack then? But the JAIIB CAIIB Mahapack will be more better option for all of you, because that will be covering JAIIB as well as CAIIB all. Okay, now how to enroll? Just read all the details. It will be covering JAIIB all subjects, CAIIB all compulsory paper and as well as elective paper. After reading all the details, just click on the buy now and enter code here. That will be your Y496. And click on the apply. When you apply here, you will find again the 80% discount is going on here. Okay, plus 1% discount is there if you use the coins. Okay, so 12 plus 12 months validity is there. JAIIB, CAIIB both will be covered here, and you can see 10,500 amount you have to pay. If you use the code, that is Y496, you will get this offer. Clear? Apart from that, the information I want to give you that at 7 AM, I will be meeting you all for the target series. For the target series of PPB, Principles and Practices of Banking. And at 8 AM, I will be meeting all of you for the target series of Indian economy and Indian financial system. So these two classes are going to be there on YouTube. These classes are on YT, that is the YouTube. So these are the timing of 7 AM and 8 AM for the English medium batches. Okay, so these are the target series in which I will be discussing the MCQs topic wise. So do make sure you join these sessions, because here we are covering the conceptual understanding and there we are covering the topic wise understanding of MCQ pattern questions. Okay, so both are very important for all of you. So do join the paid class as well as these YT classes, because the simultaneously we will be doing the practice of questions also. Okay, so let's end the session here. If you don't have any doubt, no doubts, no doubts. Okay. Yeah, Prasanthi ma'am, you can watch the recorded class also. Okay, I will be providing the recording of these two sessions and you will be able to watch the recording class here. Clear? Like if I talk about 7 AM, that will be a recording. 8 AM, I will be taking the live class because I don't have paid class at 8 AM. So you can watch recorded also. Okay. Chalo, so let's end the session here. See you all tomorrow at the same time, 9 PM for the next foundation class of your batch. So thank you for joining, and if you have any doubt, do revise the content here, and if you still have any doubt, you can ask tomorrow. Okay, so thank you all. Good night. Take care. Bye bye.